It is a battle of the undefeated. Let's first welcome to the ring from France, Dylan Forstranquil Colin.
And here is the tough, unbeaten Frenchman, Dylan Colin, 31. He's had the 14 fights, all wins. And you must say, French boxing certainly last weekend on a bit resurgence. Leonardo Mosquet beating Chevon Clark for the vacant European Cruiserweight title. And a massive upset, Bruno Soares beating Jaime Munguia in Tijuana. Both big upsets. Can this man here, Dylan Colin, do the same thing against Daniel Lapin? Like I say, he's very aggressive. He's in your face. Can move, can box, but then this is a big step up in opposition in comparison to what he's used to being in with. The first time he's fought outside of France. It doesn't get much bigger than this. The Frenchman, Dylan Colin.
And now let's welcome to the ring from Ukraine, the undefeated Daniel Chipunya Lapin.
Here is the 27-year-old Ukrainian Daniel Lapin, the extremely tall southpaw. 10 wins, no losses, 4 of those KOs. He's looking very strong, looking very solid, as Barry says, as of late, really starting to develop into a solid fighter. Says his dad took him to the gym when he was 6 years old and says he was mesmerised and fell in love with the art of defending and making his opponents fall short with shots. He used to love the helplessness he'd see in the eyes, and there's the fans own the poll. Daniel Lapin 72% to overcome Dylan Colin here. You can understand why if you've seen this man fall. Tall, rangy, an absolute nightmare for anybody to face. Ukrainian Daniel Lapin enters the ring for the 11th time as a professional. So there is Lapin with his team, been working very closely with Alexander Usyk, his mentor, his hero. What a man to have in your corner, fighting your corner, training alongside. We've said it all week, we've said it for a very long time. Success breeds success, and what a man to have around you for inspiration, Barry.
It really is. We all say all the time, don't we, about great trainers and good trainers, but having great fighters around you, you learn more from them than you do the trainers themselves sometimes. You'll be able to see what they do, how they train, how the discipline that they have. And even if you're not trying to follow it, you just naturally fall into that same mode, so it's great. But like I said about Lapin, he's really full of confidence now. You know, he believes in himself, he's sitting down on his punches, and he's an improved fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 10 rounds and will be for the vacant IBF International and vacant WBA Continental Light Heavyweight Championships. Brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GEA. With Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Aaron for Top Ring Incorporated, and Sella, in association with Eddie Hearn's Matcher Boxing, Gold Star Promotions, and K2 Promotions, along with their great sponsors, Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman El Habib Medical Group, Saudi Airlines, New Murabba Development Company, Tawuniya, Lucid Motors, and Al Tanfidi. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Board Representatives Robin Smith and Robert W. Smith, along with the International Boxing Federation, President and Supervisor Daryl Peoples, and the World Boxing Association, President Gilberto Mendoza Jr., Supervisor Thomas Poots. Our 3 judges assigned will be Oliver Bryan of Germany, Leszek Jankowiak of Poland, and Kevin Parker of England. Our referee in charge will be Bob Williams of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight, out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing black with burgundy and weighed in officially at 173.1 pounds. Coming to us from Toul, France, he brings an undefeated record with 14 wins. 4 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dylan Force-Non-Keel Colin. His opponent across the ring in this championship contest, fighting tonight out of the red corner. He comes to the ring wearing a white with yellow and weighed in officially at 174.9 pounds. Hailing from Kyiv, Ukraine, he is undefeated with 10 wins. 4 of his 10 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Daniel Chipachipunya Lapin.
Here's the man that's put all of this together. What a remarkable distance it's been with him guiding this fantastic sport. Safe to say we wouldn't have these fantastic shows if it wasn't for His Excellency Yala Sheikh. Great to see him here in the building. And again, in the heavyweight contest here, the vacant IBF International title, the WBO Continental Light Heavyweight Championship, that Daniel Lapin is the holder of. First round here, and the first thing, Barry, that is evident is that height and reach advantage that Lapin has.
No flies on you, Darren. But you've got to use it. So for Colin, who's not really a come forward sort of fighter, he's a sort of a box fighter, so he likes to box, likes to move, and can be aggressive when he needs to be, off the punch, off success. But he's not just going to barge forward, so it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to play it out.
Oh, big left hand. Lovely shot from Daniel Lapin, just went wide with the right hook. Then it was a straight left, straight down the guard of Dylan Colin. Beautiful shot, Sergio.
Yeah, man, it was so accurate. That's the thing. That's the thing about Daniel Lapin. He has good feet for a tall fighter. I mean, extremely tall fighter, a southpaw. That was right down the pipe. It was perfect.
As Barry says, we're starting to see the maturity, that man strength, and that belief in his power starting to show from Lapin.
You know, just that little sit down, that's a Usyk-esque movement, that is, just to relax and just to make you second guess what he's going to do next.
Doesn't rush anything, takes his time. See there, nice long right hook. Brilliant amateur pedigree, over 260 fights, European champion. Just taking his feet out of range there, looking for the counter 1-2.
Got to be careful here, Colin. Got to get a little bit lower if he can, because he's trying to rush in every now and again. But Lapin's just been able to time it nicely and throw that left hand right on the guard.
Lapin really does have quick feet and quick hands for such a tall fighter in that southpaw stance. You know, another fighter that's this tall in the southpaw is Sebastian Fundora, the champion at 154. But Fundora's a lot more flat-footed. He doesn't have the hand speed of Lapin. This is really impressive for such a tall, rangy fighter.
Just look at the little small movements as well with the feet there from Lapin. And Colin just looks to advance, just take a little step back. Not enough to give Colin confidence.
The laser-like left hand, point A to point B, doesn't really waste no energy. Everything comes from the hips and the bottom of the feet, right down the middle.
Yeah. On the flip side, Colin, he can't afford to waste anything because he will walk on to that left hand of Lapin. He's so sharp, he's so accurate with that left hand.
And you want to be careful you don't walk onto punches, but also you have to try and advance. You can't stay on the end of that long jab. You'll be peppered all night. And the target practice for that long left hand, so you have to get in close. That's where feints, doubling the jab, a little bit more variety and speed in the feet.
Yeah, that's the thing about him. That's the thing about Colin. He doesn't have speed in the feet. He's a little stiff. He's been inactive. And it's going to be very difficult to break that distance.
Yep, solid opening round. The defending WBA Continental Light Heavyweight Champion Daniel Lapin. And again, the man of the moment, the most influential man in boxing, His Excellency Gala Sheikh, taking his seat early this evening for what promises to be an absolute blockbuster evening of boxing. Your home of global boxing, the zone. A rematch later tonight, all put together because of this man here.
I'm not just getting us the rematch, getting it quickly. I think that's a unique thing.
Yeah, it is. Seeing fights, seeing shows you can only ever dream of. Back to this one, Daniel Lapin, very, very smart, accurate, hurtful punching in that first round. And Colin, can he respond? Can he get close to Lapin? Like I say, he's naturally aggressive, does like to get in your face and rough you up and try and put a dent into his opponent, but that being at a level, this a massive step up for the Frenchman.
He talks about growing into his confidence, Daniel Lapin, and you could see how he's turning his left hand with a lot of confidence, a lot of power, but he sets it up behind that long right jab. Everything is behind that ring, so he uses his entire height and torques his entire body to go into that leverage, into that power. You can see Lapin's gonna turn into a big puncher the older he gets.
Yeah, and on a run of 4 stoppages would already suggest that, wouldn't it? I think just finding maturity in his body, understanding what he has to do.
Ranked 36 by the WBC, 11 by the WBA. Obviously picks up this vacant IBF Intercontinental title. Climb up those rankings, so moving in the right direction. Lapin. Team around him and the way he approaches fights, very impressive and looking good here. Colin, so far, the Frenchman, no answer for the movement, the rhythm. Daniel Lapin.
No, he's looking, he's trying to move around the target. He's trying to dip his legs now and again. There's just no give in the makeup yet of Lapin. Trying to force Lapin to throw a lazy jab, but that's not going to happen.
No stranger to these parts, Lapin. The first AJ Usyk card, Jeddah, then the first Fury Usyk here in Riyadh. So here for the 3rd time, taking the whole week in his stride, smile on his face.
See, the reason Colin can't break that distance is he's just standing right in front of him. The head is in the same place, the feet aren't moving, the upper body's not giving him a moving target, no perpetual movement, you know, from Colin. no jabbing his way in as well. So it's really easy for Lapin to just keep him at the end of that long jab and just line him down the pipe with that left hand.
That's better, trying a bit more there, looking for the overhand right, just leaning back, Lapin, avoiding the shot, but a bit more intent, desire to get close to Lapin from Colin.
But even that was thought with danger. You know, he almost caught an uppercut on the way in. So it's one of those things where you're going to have to take that risk, unfortunately, if you want to try to win the fight.
Nice right hook by Lapin. Even that punch, which you know, most southpaws that have a right hook like that, they're just dangerous fighters. But when you have long arms like that, you can still turn that hook and torque it nicely. That's dangerous.
When the mic comes down. Right, left, right.
Il faut que tu sortes de son axe, sinon il va te piquer à chaque fois. Il t'attend, il pique, d'accord. Il faut que tu sortes ton pied, et t'es trop loin, tu prépares pas.
Постоянно его набери. Жестче, понял? Левую, жесткую, включаешь, чтобы тогда ты понимаешь 90-100% вероятность. Чтобы не прикладываться.
T'es trop inactif, tu vois.
Давно ножка не подвигался. Порастреливал его издалека.
Ça veut pas dire que tu dois laisser.
Missing with that right hook, but really it's just a set of that nice long straight left hand right on the guard there for Lapin, using his range really well, controlling everything with that right hand jab.
Looking relaxed, comfortable. Lapin, and this is scheduled 4th, 10th rounder, never been the distance. Flip side, Colin, this is 3rd, 10th rounder, and he's completed it once. Oh, just avoiding the shot, the left hand there from Lapin. Colin.
Right, the upper body movement was the right idea there from Colin. He just needs to do it with his body a little bit over the front knee, so you can roll into a shot and not leaning back.
Yeah, the upper body of Colin is finally moving a little bit. You can see that he wants to break that range, but without jabbing his way in, he's not giving Lapin anything to think of, anything to defend. It's just upper body movement.
It's a nightmare opponent, this, for Colin. He's been out of the ring for 378 days since his last fight, where he defended his French national light heavyweight title. And it's not ideal, is it, when you're in the ring with someone like Lapin, been out of the ring for that long?
Where'd you get the sparring?
Yeah.
It's impossible. I mean, you get a heavyweight, but that's no good because they're too slow.
Well, in a recent interview, he said the 8 weeks camp that he had, a solid 8-week camp, it was all focused on dealing with the height of Lapin.
Finding a sparring partner that's tall, that's probably, you know, it's not going to be easy, but you can do it. Not the exact same height, but you can somewhere near it. But that tall and southpaw, that is very rare.
Yeah, more intent from Colin, trying to get closer, but you just see the smart education, the ring IQ from Lapin there, just taking a little step to his right, getting back to the center of the ring. Just missing that big left hand of his. Again, using the feet well to get out of range.
He's trying a little bit faster here, isn't he, Colin? Just trying to go after Lapin throws.
But again, like you said, Barry needs to watch that overhand right because it puts him in a position to walk onto the uppercut of Lapin.
We talked about Lapin actually coming around his power, you know, having confidence in his power. Now you can see the leverage he's trying to put it between that left hand. Most of his opponents, you know, he's punching from an elevated position, punching down. So, you know, being able to really get the timing down and crack that punch down, you know, that really gets the knockout ratio up.
Trying to force Colin to make a mistake, isn't he? They're trying to overreach or extend.
And Colin knows that.
Yeah, he does.
Colin doesn't want to come in.
Credit to him. He's not taking the bait, Colin. If anything, he's the one looking to counter. Well, let's catch up with Anna Oladipo, who's with Andre Nowitzki.
Andre, win number 14 of your career, win number 6 this year. It's been a busy year for you.
Yeah. So I'm so excited for this fight for 1 in 8 months. I'm so happy I can stand in Saudi Arabia and I win my game fight. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. People, thank you so much. Saudi Arabia, so much. Great. I'm so happy, guys.
What do you want next year? Obviously, this belt being fight. What's your plans for 2025?
Now I want a little bit rest, celebrate.
Come on, Daniel,
guys, next year, I wanted to fight with Wilder if possible. I want this fight.
All the big names, congratulations. Good win. Well done.
Thank you, guys.
Andre Nowitzki, winner of our last contest here in the Kingdom Arena. Back to this one, Daniel Lapin versus Frenchman Dylan Colin for the vacant IBF International title and the WBA Continental Light Heavyweight Championship that Daniel Lapin holds. He's been smooth, he's been relaxed, patient, looking for the counters. Credit to the Frenchman, Barry.
Yeah, he's trying to have a go, isn't he? See there for Lapin, his whole focus was to get back to the centre of the ring. He almost ran to the centre of the ring there. Just knowing there, you got so many more options available to him. Just like to see Lapin step behind that jab a little bit more again now. More weight behind the shot.
Sergio, what would you like to see Lapin do more? Be a bit more positive?
No, I think this is his fight. I mean, to throw more combinations, to push the fight, to actually open up, punches for Colin. I think he's in control. He's frustrating Colin at the end of the punches. He's unleashing that laser left hand right down the pipe and really doing it with mean intentions. I really like everything I'm seeing from Lapin. He's even throwing straight shots to the body responsibly, bending his knees. Everything's good.
Better for Colin there, that upper body move, trying to roll into some sort of action.
He's taking the power out of the shots. Lapin is varying up that power.
Yeah, Colin's already having more confidence breaking that distance now, and you can see it now. Lapin's having to move his upper body and watch out for punches that are actually flowing by now.
And that's hard, isn't it? When you're having no success with everything you try, you still got to keep trying. It's a very difficult thing to do.
It's discouraging. I mean, missing punches is the worst thing for a fighter. Look, Colin already missed 4 punches in a row trying to punch the taller target, and punching up is even more difficult. That's the reason the shorter fighters, whenever he's dealing with someone like this, you should really concentrate on the body, in the early rounds, and then later rounds you can actually loop your shots over the top.
Yeah, just taking this thing out of that left hand, Colin. Doing the right thing as well, just moving round back to the centre of the ring, trying to push Lapin back. Once again, the Ukrainian just looking to bide his time and wait for the correct moment to detonate that left hand.
Yeah, everything's the left hand with Lapin. I mean, of course, he paused that jab out there, keeps Colin at range, but everything with that mean intention is that left hand. I would love to see him turn that into an uppercut and run Colin into that left uppercut.
Let's see if we can see more variation with that left hand from Lapin, but so far so good. Down to this man here, Dylan Colin, trying it close to the
Он потом поднимает. Он пробивает, заставит. Поворачивает голову. Поворачивает голову. Налево, направо удар.
Ça va travailler sa bouche. Essaye de sortir quand il t'a fait là. C'est bien ça. Tu sors. Ça va venir. Ne vous inquiétez. Ça va venir. On va faire ça.
Сейчас нужен третий. Привык к двум, понял? Нужен третий. Постоянно на
Colin's 10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 5.
Round 5 Lapin so far, not without Dylan Colin trying to get close, trying to land the big shots. He's looped over the top of the big overhand rights. But every time he lets the shot go, you're worried for him that he may be countered by a dangerous left hand of Lapin's.
Just can't get his feet close enough, and every time he does really come into an attack, Lapin just gets on his bike, spins around the ring and gets back to the center again and goes behind that southpaw jab.
Highly educated man. Lapin, very smart. You can see that in the ring. Like I said before, when his dad took him to the gym, just fascinated with the defensive arts of boxing. Transferred that into this is 11th professional fight. Very hard man to beat, wouldn't he, Lapin?
That's an absolute nightmare, isn't it? And mainly, it's discipline. Because he could do more now if he wanted to, but he knows he doesn't need to. So he's just waiting for Colin to make the mistake. Pepper him with the jab, put that left hand on the pipe when it's available. But just don't make any mistakes. Keep your shape, elbows tucked in, tight always. Doesn't give much of a tag, even though he's a big guy. Doesn't give a massive target to hit.
No, he does not. You mentioned he keeps his elbows in, that's one thing, but he has, quick enough feet to step back and still be in reach of punch where Colin can't even commit to throwing combinations. Even though Colin is getting closer, he threw a left hand that actually just missed the chin of Lapin, but still too slow because Colin doesn't have fast feet.
Yeah, too slow with that left hook. Again, Colin. A moment ago, he just narrowly missed a big left hand from Lapin.
Yeah, you can tell that Lapin's just trying to set him up with that left hand. He's letting Colin get a little bit of confidence coming in the front door, just to step back and throw that left hand like that. An excellent radar Daniel Lapin has. Like, his fight IQ is there, but instinct you can't teach. You just got. He has that radar. He has that instinct just to step back slightly, make your opponent barely miss, and of course you make him pay. And most of the time, it's that left hand that's making him pay.
Is that your attempt to give Lapin a nickname, the radar?
Is this a nickname?
As far as I'm aware.
I'll tell you one thing.
Daniel the Radar Lapin now.
I'll tell you one I wouldn't give him is dazzling.
There's only one. There's only one dazzling. Right, let's throw it down to Emily Austin, who's with Big John.
Now, your son is stepping in that ring tonight. What's your final message?
It's what you've been learning, he's worked so hard, go in here, enjoy it, this is the good part. Don't be nervous, go in here and do what you've learned.
Give the fans one more time what they want to hear. There we go, we're so excited.
Yeah, the Bosch Army are in force here. Big ticket seller. Back home in the UK is Johnny Fisher, and he takes on Dave Allen, the experienced Dave Allen. The heavyweight contest. Again, just looking at ringside here, His Excellency still sat watching the action here. Eddie Earn. Joseph Parker, massive contest with Daniel Dubois, February 22nd. What a card that is. We've said it numerous times. The stars are starting to take their seat already early in this evening. What will be a huge show, a mammoth show, live on DAZN. Closest seat to the action here. Back to this one, Lapin. Again, demonstrating this classy, slick, smooth footwork.
And again, right back into the center of the ring. That's his whole focus. This is where I belong. I'll move around.
Ooh, nice shot, right hook. That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown, guys. A glancing shot ricocheted off the top of the head of Colin. That should be a knockdown.
Yeah, it was a lead right hook. Just missing with a dangerous left again. It did seem like it caught Colin high on the head.
I'm not sure if the referee thought their feet got tangled up or something, but they were both going the opposite direction.
No, the feet definitely tangled, right? Of course, you expect that with a lefty and a righty, but a punch landed, and it landed cleanly. And like I was talking about earlier, I believe it was in the opening rounds, I said the thing about Lapin, you know, if he could put a right hook behind that long left hand, he's just going to be more dangerous. That's exactly what he did right there. You know, opponents get desperate, you know, being at the end of those long punches that they start taking chances. That's when the right hook comes in the mix.
Well, it's at that stage as well, isn't it, for Colin? You know, hasn't won a round yet, hasn't won a second of the round yet, so he has to force the pace. But with that, there's the opportunity to get caught.
You know what? Even in that last round, that round 5, that was, you know, Colin's probably, you know, he had moments in that round, but not enough to give him that round. But he had moments. But that's the thing about Lapin. He takes away any of that confidence that you're about to get. Yes, he built no momentum, no confidence.
You've got to give Colin a lot of credit here. Limited, if any, amateur experience. The quality that he's been in with so far, nothing that of Lapin, who's got that tremendous amateur pedigree, in with He's having a go here. He's losing every round, but
he is trying to have a go.
He's trying to have a go.
Just his feet are not quick enough to close the gap, but he's trying to get there.
I agree, Barry. The last 2 rounds, especially, Colin definitely, you know, closed the distance a little bit better and getting closer and closer to land the shot, but nothing's really landing yet.
But I would also say that Lapin just does enough and controls everything, but he could be a little bit more forceful with the jab, I think. He touches you, he wants you to walk onto the left hand, but he could be a bit harder with it, step behind it.
Another one in the bag for Daniel Lapin. They go back to their corners. KO King, Eduardo Rocky Hernandez makes his return to the ring in February. He takes on Mexican Rene Teller Giron with eyes on reigning a super lightweight battle in 2025. Catch this one, February 28th, live on the zone.
There was an uppercut. A glancing uppercut. Take another view right there. No, it was a feature, right, Barry?
He called it that knockdown?
No, it wasn't a knockdown, but
good call by the referee.
It was a good call. And good eye, Barry.
Awful call by Sergio Mora.
Good eye, Barry.
Yeah, good eyes, Barry. Lapin starting this 7th round with a nice right uppercut. That's your scorecard, Sergio. Everything for Daniel Lapin. I don't think there's anyone who can argue with that.
I think, you know, there's, you got to give Colin some credit. You can see what he's trying or attempting to do, breaking the distance, but you're dealing with a disciplined and responsible fighter in Lapin who knows how to fight tall. He knows how to maintain that distance and range, and he's a scary tall fighter, and especially in that southpaw stance, it just gets even scarier.
Well, let's get the thoughts of another tall, rangy southpaw, former world champion Andy Lee.
Yeah, like you're all saying, guys, I like the work of Lapin. He's always in position to punch. He's always just there. As soon as Colin starts to punch or even starts to attack, he slips back, throws the left hand. And in doing that, it's making Colin hesitate. It's, you know, he's having a go now, and fair play to him for that. But every time he does, the more ambitious Colin is, the more dangerous it's going to be for him. Because Lapin is always ready to throw the punch. I'd like to see Lapin just maybe loosen up a bit and express himself a little bit more. Not be as rigid or as have a bit more, you know, invention in his work. He's very textbook, straight left hand, straight jab, the odd right hook, maybe throw the left hand to the body as an uppercut, put the left hand out there and pull Colin into a right hook. Something just a bit more, you know, just a bit more invention in his work, but you can't fault him. He's a classic boxer, keeping the center of the ring as well. Yeah, a great display from him.
Yeah, will we see Lapin just be a bit more positive? better fighter Andy Lee was.
Yeah, I was about to say that, Darren. The way Andy Lee would throw a right hook was scary. That's one fighter I never wanted to face, I'll be honest with you.
He beat me in the amateurs, Joe.
I would have beat you too. But Andy Lee was scary with that right hook, man, and he set it up. And the punches that he was telling or instructing us to set up that right hook, that's exactly how Lapin needs to do. You know, he needs to watch some Andy Lee tapes to set up that right hook.
Well, I've seen all the tapes I need to see on you. You showed me that back brawl, back garden brawl.
No, barbecue boxing.
Yeah. I don't think I'd have had anyone.
Can you just behave yourselves and get on with this, please?
Yeah, you see Dylan, Colin again, trying, just missing with his left hand, but nearly walking onto one of Lapin.
Yeah, I think it's time for Lapin just to start turning that screw now, isn't it? Some dominance, good shot there from Lapin, nice little left hand.
Yeah, it's all that's missing, I think, from Lapin, I agree, just a change in tempo, grabbing it by the scruff and then winning everything so far.
Надо наслаивать. Тут. Если ты чуть-чуть на него пойдешь, он тогда вернется к тебе, понял? Ты его чуть-чуть затолкал, и он начинает кричать.
He will move
Правый, левый, правый. Постоянно впереди закатит. Отлично. Ищи. Удар. Ищи, закинул. И больше.
You're strong. Got it?
Все хорошо.
Everything's okay.
That was our wonderful Canadian translator, Katrina, giving us the instructions from the corner there.
I don't know how you guys feel about this, but they were giving a leg massage in the corner of Daniel Lapin, both legs, the thighs and the calves. You know, I'm from the old school way of thinking where you don't massage legs like that. You don't want them loose. You don't want them. You don't want them to be, you know, too bouncy. You want them to be tight. So it's kind of weird for them to be massaging his legs in the corner like that for such a tall fighter.
Yeah, 6'6" frame. Daniel Lapin.
Got it there, got the right hook.
Yeah, the senses that Lapin. You can see.
Legs are gone, haven't they?
Colin's hands on Colin. Little cupping shot. He's got to be careful here, the Frenchman. Bravely looking to throw his own shots back.
Lapin's got to throw long.
They still look unsteady, Barry.
He's got to throw long, you know, Lapin. Before he recovers here, Colin.
And again, it's that education, it's that very good ring IQ. He doesn't take the risk, does he? When you want to see him be a bit more positive there, I'm sure.
It was a lovely shot, though. It was a short right hook as Colin came forward with, like a little bit like that, lean back, little slide back, just caught him right on the button.
Walking on to another double jab, Colin.
He's got to be a bit more forceful here now, Lapin. He's winning the fight by the street. He's got him where he wants him. But we want to see that something a little bit special, don't we?
Yeah, a bit more urgency, go through the gears, a bit more tempo.
You can see that Daniel Lapin's looking for that right hook now. He's already thrown 4 or 5 right hooks in this round. But like Andy Lee was talking about earlier, you need to set up that right hook by throwing away a couple of shots. You know, a couple of left hands to the body or a couple of left hands to the right side of your opponent's face and get him to move to where you want him.
Throw the 1-2 to the body there. Lapin just grabbing hold of Colin, just nullifying that work of the Frenchman who falls short again with the right to the body. Trying to work inside, trying to rough up Daniel Lapin up close.
And I like that. I like that from Colin because he's losing every round. He's not in this fight, so you gotta try to find something to frustrate or upset Lapin or get him to make a mistake.
With that long right hook again, Lapin just falling short with a shot there, but it was a damaging blow earlier on in this round. Definitely got a reaction, and there's that shot again.
Making that more the hook a bit here.
Took the word out of my mouth there.
He really did.
Could have thrown that left hand, couldn't he? Lapin, who bags another round. Probably his best round there. Definitely stunned the Frenchman.
Tu pousses dans ses retranchements, comme ça tu pousses pas. Mais il faut que tu travailles plus avec ton bras avant.
Hopefully we see that shot now. Then he's looking at right on the very beautiful shot. Again, just skip, because he's so tall, he can skip back. It's just a short right hook, and he let Colin walk onto it.
So quick, wasn't he? With that counter.
Slides back.
Look at that.
He's in there, right on the chin. The legs wet, but he didn't really cover it. I feel, and you like the discipline, the structure, but sometimes, you know, you have to sort of like, not switch your brain off, but feel a bit brave.
Well, round 9, 2 to go here in this contest. Can he get the job done inside the distance? Definitely stunned Colin with that right hook in the 8th round. He just eliminates the risk, Lapin, of getting caught with anything. Makes it very hard to beat.
Well, Colin did well to recover, to get his composure back. His legs went a little bit, he recovered quite well, but to get his composure back and see the round through with no trouble, really, let's be honest.
Barring a disaster here, you'd like to think Lapin will come away with a victory. What would you like to see him do next? Keep climbing the rankings?
Yeah, you know, again, there's always an urgency to rush people too quick. And I think he's a good fighter. I know it's going to be a hard man for anybody because of his size, and he's a southpaw, and he's very, very disciplined. But he needs more fights where he knows how, where he has to take that risk. Like he should have in that last round, I think. When you get to that world level, I think that's the bit that sets you apart from others.
I agree, Barry, but he is facing an undefeated fighter, 14-0. I mean, this is the type of test you want to give a guy like Lapin's 10-0. He's not the biggest puncher, so you want to give him this test, and he's passing the test. I mean, the one-sided fight, controlling an undefeated fighter, persistent guy who's still trying to find a way in and dealing Colin. So it's impressive. The only thing more impressive than knocking out a fighter is, pitching a shutout.
Play with it. That's the truth. No disrespect to Colin, but that's what it's been for Lapin. He's boxed fantastic. We're delving forward to, can he project himself in a different light to someone else? Announce himself as a bigger star, and I think doing that.
No, I hear what you're saying.
If it's not in him, then fair enough. But you tend to think he has the ability to do it.
Sometimes when you're so good and you make things look so easy, you don't give your opponent full credit they deserve.
Tell me about it.
I think we're all in agreement. He has the ability, though, to go on and win a world title with his frame, his boxing ability, his ring IQ. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It is the entertainment business as well. You're bummed on seats by looking vicious, looking spiteful. That was a spiteful left hand from Lapin.
Colin's had no success, and he's still trying to come forward.
Yeah, credit.
With a bit of thought. He's not just rushing forward and walking on the shots to get knocked out. He's trying to win the fight as smart as he can, just not quite good enough. So you've got to be careful there. Just leans over the front foot a little bit, doesn't he, Colin?
Well, do you know what? As far as Lapin being concerned, him elevating and climbing the rankings and being able to fight for world title, I'd also like to see Dylan Colin in more contests with someone less elusive. He's going to give it everything, isn't he, the Frenchman? And I think he'll be in some good scraps.
Не надо вот этого. Завтра оторваться и начинал еще. Да, последний раз. Отлично, не ищешь ничего. Хорошая дистанция. Конечно, руки поджать надо. На нож. Последний раз. Продвижись. Не ищи. Понял? Не ищи удара. Хорошая дистанция. Ай.
Mais c'est pas grave, c'est bien.
So there's 10 seconds. Seconds out for the 10th and final round.
Where we see the grand arrivals, the media workout. It's a fantastic venue, it really is. Myself and Barry have had a lot of fun there. But here we go, final contest. The light heavyweight division, vacant IBF international title and WBA continental title that Lapin holds on the line. Frenchman Dylan Colin, he's been game. He's tried his absolute best to get a foothold in this contest, but it's been the speed of foot, the variation, the know-how of Lapin that's made it so difficult for the Frenchman.
The one punch I would love to see Daniel Lapin either start developing is a step back left uppercut, because there's definitely an opening there for Colin when he falls off balance trying to punch up. But that's a dangerous punch for a southpaw to be, to learn to put in his arsenal. Add that with a right hook, you got something.
And I think you're spot on there. And there was a moment just then as he fell over that front foot, Colin, to throw that left.
And not only that, Darren, but that left uppercut, even if you miss, it sets up that wicked right hook that Lapin has. So whether you land it or miss it, one, your opponent's not going to want to throw that exact same punch to fall in that uppercut direction, but that right hook was going to connect.
These are all positive things for Daniel Lapin and his team. But there's still an awful lot to work on, but a lot to work with.
Look at Colin here, just trying to close the gap again. He's up the tempo here, Colin. Again, no success with it, but the willingness to try and close that gap. They want to try and get Lapin involved in an exchange. It's right in the office, hasn't it, for Lapin?
Yeah, just lands a 1-2, has taken on the glove of Colin, who looks for that overhand right. In reply, tucks up well, Lapin. Again, moving the feet out of range. It's hardly broke a sweat. Lapin, plenty more gears to go through. Won every single round here against the Frenchman. Last 40 seconds in this final round. Slipping, sliding, leaning back.
Just so comfortable, isn't he?
There's that uppercut right there, the right uppercut. That's about the only thing I can maybe critique from this performance of Daniel Lapin, is just maybe find a way to set up uppercuts when you're dealing with opponents to really get the shots that you're really good at, which is the right hook and the straight left hand. Picking your opponent up with uppercuts and then swinging away.
Well, a good, solid workout for Ukrainian Daniel Lapin. No doubt we'll get the nod on the scorecard there. Every round in the bag for the Ukrainian. Good performance.
Here on DAZN, Belfast boxer Lewis Cocker will take on Limerick's Paddy Donovan in a headline welterweight fight at the SSE Arena on Saturday, March the 1st. Let's jump into the highlights of the fight between Daniel Lapin and Dylan Colin for the vacant WBA Continental Light Heavyweight belt. Lapin, a young talent, southpaw, tricky. Did you like what you saw?
Yeah, I like what I saw. Textbook boxer. The fact that he's so tall and long, a real advantage to him, and he uses those. He stays tall. He's got really good footwork. Always looking to step back and counter his opponents. He kept Colin at bay. Check hook, stepping back. Tried to go with a finish, but didn't really continue that, even though Colin was still hurt. Yeah, really good boxing. As I said, Donny critique, a bit more invention, a bit more flair about his work, but he's got a big future. He's going to be a big player in the light heavyweight division.
His size and reach are a problem. They're going to be hard for anybody to deal with.
Yeah, just being a southpaw and being tall is hard for a lot of guys to stick with. But then you put behind that a really good education in terms of his boxing, a European amateur champion. He's in the Usyk camp, so he's learning all the time. And you learn so much more from your examples than what you know from your coach who's telling you what to do. And it's just for him being in the Usyk,
you've watched every round.
Okay, let's go over to Thomas Schreiber with the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Leszek Jankowiak scores it 100-90, and both judges, Bob Williams and Oliver Bryant, are in agreement. They both score it 99-91, all in favor of your winner by unanimous decision. And now both the IBF International and WBA Continental Light Heavyweight Champion, Daniel Chiba-Chibuya Lapin.
So one judge giving every single round to Lapin, the other two judges giving just one round